Hello, everybody, and welcome to our speech today. We're excited to give it to you guys. And Mrs. Weishuttle tasked us with giving a speech to 10th graders and kind of opened up the field for any topic that we would want to share with you guys. So today, me, Seema, and Julianna have decided to talk to you guys about preparing for the future. And many of you may have not thought much about your future. Many of you may have thought a lot about your future. But today we're going to go over three main things that you can do to help prepare for your future. Julianna's going to talk about finding a job and what that looks like. Seema's going to talk about preparing for college. And then I'm going to talk about preparing emotionally and spiritually for that journey into college and or whatever you might be doing after high school. So first off, Julianna is going to talk to us about what it looks like to get a job in high school.
So, like what Payton said, I'm going to be talking to you about how important it is to get a job. Now, there are three benefits to getting a job. It'll help you earn more money for college, it'll help you experience life outside of school, and it'll teach you important life skills. But first, let's look at how it'll help you with college. Now, college might seem like it's a far off enough for you guys, but it's not. It'll come up quickly, and it is not cheap. According to educationdata.org, the average price of a college is $30,000 per year. Multiply that number times 4, and you have $120,000 for a 4-year college. That is not cheap. And the best time to start earning money is right now. Try to see if you can find a part-time job during the summer and maybe even work a little bit during school. It might be rough, but it'll definitely benefit you in the long term. Now, the second benefit is that getting a job can help you experience life outside of school in two ways. One way is that it'll expose you to the work environment. The work environment is different from school, and if you spend and if you get a job and you get the feel for working, then it'll really help you further in your career later on. And then the second And the second way that getting a job will help you experience life outside of school is that you can interact with different people outside of your circle. Most of the people you hang around with are probably have the same values and beliefs as you do. But once you start working, you'll probably work with or for people who have vastly different beliefs than you do. This can help to teach you to be in the world, but not of it, and also to witness to these people as well. And the last benefit to getting a job has is that it can help teach you different life skills like organization, time management, problem solving. I've especially learned I've especially learned the last skill at my workplace at TJ Maxx. I'm not really allowed to leave my station, and the managers are really busy. So they might not always be able to come when I need help. So when I'm faced with a problem, I usually have to come up with the solution by myself. This skill has really developed in me since I started working, and I'm glad for it because I might need that skill in the future. And so with all these benefits, I do have one last point. Be patient and persistent when it comes to searching for a job. It might take a while and it might be boring, but it's totally worth it. I got rejected a countless number of times before I found the job that I'm working at. So if I can find a job, you can too. And now we cut to Seema, who is talking to us about colleges.
So I'm going to take you guys through preparing for college. The first step for me was seeking counsel. And there are a number of people that you can seek counsels from. The first person being the guidance counselor. Ours at school is Mrs. Crouch, and she can take you through scholarship opportunities, and she can tell you what colleges would be good for you. And if you don't even know what colleges there are, she will definitely tell you about that too. The other people that you can seek counsel from are your parents. Believe it or not, they most likely have college experience, and they can tell you how to prepare yourself mentally for that or emotionally, and they can tell you a little bit more about what it is as an experience. And the other people that you can talk to are your teachers. If you have a teacher that you're close to, you can talk to them about it, and they will also kind of give you the same counsel that your parents can give you. but they're also there because you see them on a regular basis. And the final people that you can talk to are the juniors and seniors here at RCC, kind of. But we're going through the process right now, and we can take you through our successes, our failures, what's been tough for us, and we can kind of give you a head start on that. But whoever you talk to, I definitely advise seeking counsel. Another aspect of preparing for college is applying for scholarships. College is not cheap. The state with the lowest tuition right now is North Dakota, and that is still over $12,000. But some colleges can be as high as $30,000 a year. So it's really wise to look for scholarships. There's a lot out there that could fit what you're good at, or that would just be good for you to apply for. And it's not enough to just look for them, though. You do have to apply. And even if you don't think you're gonna get a lot of money, it is still worth it to apply, because a little is a lot. I applied for a music scholarship that was maybe worth like $10,000. I only got $2,000, but that is still $2,000 less that I have to pay. The final, or the biggest aspect of preparing for college, is choosing a college. So there are different ways that you can go about this. I encourage you to think geographically, like what area you're good to be in, or like what area you want to be in, how far away from home you can handle being. Also think about the industry that you're going into. You don't want to go to a college that has a bad rep for the industry that you're going into. And also think about connections that you have to people in the college, like professors or students, or people that live in the area of your college that you could possibly live with for a little bit after you get out of the dorms. And something else to always be thinking about is if it's affordable or not, because if it's way out of your money range, I wouldn't advise going to that college. So to put this in perspective, I'll take you through how I chose Black Hills State. So geographically, I knew that I wanted to be away from home, but not totally out away from home. So Spearfish was a pretty good area to be in. As far as industry goes, I plan on having a career in the music industry, and Black Hills State is well known for their music professors and the brilliance of their music program. And connections, I had been to Black Hills State on a number of occasions for music-related trips, and I met like 3 or so of the music professors there. So they already knew me, and they knew what I could do. And I have family that lives in Spearfish that I could stay with if dorms or whatever isn't working out. And it is fairly affordable for me. So those are some ways that you can prepare for college.
All right, so I'm going to talk to you guys about preparing emotionally and spiritually for the steps after high school. So I personally don't feel super sad about leaving my house and going out into the world and into college, but a lot of people do. And so I encourage you guys to really take high school, don't take it for granted. So take advantage of the opportunities that you have in high school. Cherish the memories that you have with friends and family, and make those memories. Don't, like, on a Friday night, if people invite you to go, hiking or go eat somewhere, do it. Don't just stay at home and play video games or Fortnite or whatever you want to do. I encourage you guys to make memories so that whenever you are in high school, or not in high school, whenever you are in college or away from your families and you're feeling like, oh, I really miss these people, you can think about, or even like look back through pictures and remember those good memories that you had with everybody, so that you kind of feel those emotions again, and you can, be encouraged by that. And spiritually, there's a verse that I think really fits preparing spiritually and what that looks like. And it's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. And the end of that verse is really what I kind of think of whenever I look at this verse and think of the future. I mean, God will make straight your paths. But we have to look at the first part of the verse in order to know how he will make straight our paths. And that is by trusting in him. Relying upon Christ is the best thing that you can do for your future. Sometimes our plans are not the plans that God has for us. And it's okay to kind of fight that a little bit. But in the end, you ultimately want to give yourself up to the will of God. I mean, I constantly am praying, God, please, have your way with my life. Help me to not be in the way of your plan for my life. So in college, you'll probably face different trials in your faith, or in the world, if you're not going to college, you'll face different trials in your faith. And I encourage you to establish good habits, spiritual habits now before you have to make those tough decisions later on. So I encourage you guys to continue going to church with your families and really get rooted there so that whenever you are off on your own, that you have that just innate feeling to just go to church on Sunday, wake up and go to church. And I also encourage you guys to keep prayer times and keep devotions so that when you are in college and you're like, oh, it's 9 o'clock, I'm just going to go to bed, or 10 o'clock, whatever. I'm tired. I studied the whole day. I worked the whole day. I would encourage you guys to do a devotion every night now so that when you get to that point in college, it just happens. Like you're like, oh, it's 9 o'clock, but I haven't spent my time with Jesus today. I need to do that. And those things are important, not only for your own spiritual growth, but for just the way you interact with others. It'll just help you see things better in the world. So really rely on Christ as you go into your futures. And I hope that our speech today gave you guys some insight on what it looks like to be preparing for your future. And again, just don't take high school for granted. Soak up every second of it. And thanks for listening.